Hey leaders, Luke and Logan back here, and we are covering two things in today's video, but don't worry, we'll still keep it below 3 minutes. But we're talking about how to grow our group first. And the first thing we want to do, hopefully before we do anything, is we want to begin with prayer. We want to pray for the Lord to give us opportunities and pray for Him to put people in our path for us to be able to invite them to our group. Logan, what's another thing we want to do to be able to grow our group?
So we want to challenge our people to go and invite in the worship center. There's so many people in this church that are not in a group and they don't know it, but they need to be in one. And that's just a part that we can do, is just to challenge those people to go and invite.
Oh yeah, and look guys, that seems really simple, but we're Baptists. We sit in the same spot, and I also bet that we probably don't know every single person that's to the left or in the front or behind us in the worship center. So challenge your group to go and meet every person that they don't know and invite them to their group. The next thing, we're promoting gospel conversations. And so one of the best ways to get someone to come to your group is if you're having a gospel conversation with someone and maybe they even accept Jesus. Well, as a new believer, they need biblical community. And so what cooler experience than to have the opportunity to lead someone to Jesus and then be able to give them the offering of saying, hey, also I want you to come join me on Sunday morning in my group, and we'd love to have you. So once you evangelize and have these gospel conversations, it's a great way to grow your group. Now, what's another way to grow your group, Logan?
Another way is your place, but don't fully rely on us. We've had a lot of people join your place recently, but we still want you all to challenge your groups to invite people.
Oh yeah, because we're going to do the best we can with all these new people joining our church. But you got to think, they want groups, they also want to serve, and this is new for a lot of people. And so your place in the connection room, we want to do the best we can to point them to groups as much as we can. But I don't want you to just assume that your group's going to triple in size in 1 month's your place. So, but with all these guests coming, if we're growing our groups, we want to talk about follow-up. So the second thing we're talking about is follow-up. So what's the best way to follow up? Well, as the Lord's blessing our church with growing, we're seeing lots of guests in groups, and there's one very simple thing to do. But if a guest walks into my group, Logan, what's the first thing that I should do?
Introduce them.
Yeah. Hey, my name is Luke. Nice to meet you. And if you don't know them, introduce yourself. Introduce them to people in the group. And that's a super easy way, obviously, to make someone feel welcome. What's another way to connect with guests in our groups, Logan?
So you can get their phone number, maybe their address, and you want to reach out to them.
Yeah, and a lot of times, too, if people don't come to groups or come to church, even if they're not invited, and a lot of times they won't come back if they feel like if you weren't excited that they were there. And so you always want to text or call or send a handwritten note to say how grateful you were that they joined you and how much you'd love to see them back. Now, the last thing, we began with prayer. Logan, what do we close with?
We also want to close with prayer.
I want to pray that these guests that are coming to your group, that even if it's not your group, I know we want everyone to join our group because all of you have perfect groups. But nonetheless, we want to pray that even if it's not your group, that they find the perfect group for them here at Christ Place. So that's how to grow your group, and also why follow up and connecting with these guests is so important. So thank you, leaders. We will see you next week.